CM Punk warm-ups in.
There we go. I get my knuckle rolls in. I saw him do this at the beginning of his matches. That's right. What's up, everybody? CM Punk has done it. He has taken his big old knee, all right, and he has driven it into the TV ratings of professional wrestling. That's right. CM Punk's AEW debut has scored a game-changing pro wrestling TV rating. I mean, I guess he is indeed a needle mover. Let's get into it. Bye. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check that time, check that time, check that time. What is it? Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. I am Kev Kellum. That is JB Husker in Nebraska, if he asks you. On the show, you need the Sportskeeda. Let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about here today. If you haven't done already, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Why have you waited this long? We are nearing our goal. It is in sight. It is not on the horizon. It is almost around the corner. Less than 200 subs away from 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're with us on Facebook, and I know a lot of you are, you need to subscribe to us. Get us over that hump. Get us there. Start checking out the channel. It helps us out a lot more. All right, gives us a little bit more flow on the Google machines. All right. I know a lot of you guys are watching on Sportskeeda.com, and maybe you've seen this in an article or something like that. Well, thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying our content. We have a ton of fresh SummerSlam content for you right now. Interviews with Sheamus, interviews with Damian Priest, Samoa Joe at the WWE tryouts, Triple H talking at the WWE tryouts, and also somebody who literally speaks to us minutes after getting a WWE contract. Faithy J, a new WWE recruit who I think is going to have a very, very successful career. Yeah. A lot to get into. Jeremy, this CM Punk story, though, is huge. It is a game changer. You know, I believe Roman Reigns said that he was not, quote unquote, not a needle mover last week. And he was talking generally about a lot of different people, not just CM Punk, but that was the name he said that people hung on to, right? Yeah. And CM Punk has this huge debut on Friday in Chicago at the United Center, a seismic event. I was there. All right. I really enjoyed it. I will give you my take on it. I've not actually given details about being there.
Yeah. Let's hear these, Kev.
But more importantly, I don't think people want to hear what I have to say. They want to hear what this rating is. So let's talk about it. There is a lot coming out of this. AEW Rampage, their second episode only. The First Dance, a special episode, is presented here from Chicago, and it scores a pretty good number.
Yeah. Overall, it hit 1.129 million, which is an increase of, I believe, around 300,000. I think it hit around 800,000 for the debut, which 800,000 in itself a very good number considering Dynamite was getting in the 600,000 or 500,000s when it was being preempted for the NBA playoffs. So Rampage, obviously everybody anticipating CM Punk. He did, Tony Khan did deliver, and the ratings did deliver 1.129 million. I mean, that's a good number for Dynamite. And we're getting this on a Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, a 0.53 in the demo overall. I mean, that's what Raw gets over 3 hours. So that's a nice demo number as well. One of our great, television ratings guys now, Brandon Thurston, he put on Twitter that the quarter hour for CM Punk, just that first 15 minutes of television on Rampage, brought in 1.34 million viewers. So
massive.
Just 150,000 shy of 1.5 million on a Friday night, just before your evening news comes on. And they got a demo of 0.65 for that quarter hour too. So a tremendous quarter hour. And all sorts of fallout coming out from Rampage. CM Punk, of course, talking on the radio, talking about the moment. Of course, there was a guy that they showed in the crowd that was made famous in tears because CM Punk came back. There are some T-shirt sales to talk about. There is just a lot to talk about CM Punk. Where should we start, Kev?
I want to know what fans are thinking. I want to know, did you watch it? What did you think of it? What was your take, especially if you're with us live? If you're with us on demand, go ahead and sound off in the comments below as well. We will be talking to you. I talk to people on our comment section all the time, but obviously people live, we jump into a little bit quicker here. Want to know what you guys are thinking here. And what
Bleacher Report and BTE that came out, Being the Elite came out today, both showed backstage of the moment when Cult of Personality hit from backstage, the dusty position, as they call it in AEW, and man, just sitting there. And then when that music hit and Punk started walking, he looked back, he goes, "This is for me?" Just tremendous. Go watch the beginning of BTE or go to Bleacher Report and check out that video. It's pretty cool to see the backstage footage of that.
I believe the phrase is haters gonna hate, right?
Oh, always. There's always haters.
Well, there is some fresh batches of haterade being dumped around here in the chat. Tony May saying CM Punk is overrated. Hands up emoji. All right. Other people saying old man Punk. I don't know what old man Punk has to do with anything at all.
He's 42.
Yeah, that's not old in wrestling.
No,
that's not old in wrestling at all.
No, I mean John Cena just wrestled a tremendous match at SummerSlam, and he's older than that.
Yep, that is not old in wrestling at all. People at Turnbuckle Pad asking, I hope you managed to get your CM Punk ice cream bar.
Well, everybody got one, right?
I got 3.
you dirty little
and
rat.
I ate them all. Like a fool. I ate them all because I heard people were selling those online. Who would buy that online?
I saw people selling the wrapper for $60 damn.
Yes, they of course handed out. You watched it on Friday. He said that ice cream bar is on me. And CM Punk, it's worth noting, is a guy who doesn't drink. But he took this note and he noted this in the press afterwards in the presser with Tony Khan that he saw what John Lester did. And who opened up a tab at several different bars around town when he left the hometown team. And he felt like this is a way to pay back people who've been waiting for him to come back. Hey, if you waited to come back, I wanted it to be extra special. He paid for all that himself.
Yep.
That was done by Pretty Good Ice Cream, which is on the south side of Chicago. They manufacture those on the south side. They have a store and a different location within the city, close to the arena. And they've been working on this for a long time. So it's worth noting that this CM Punk move, it's been in the works for about a year and a half. So that was kind of revealed as well.
Yeah.
And that presser, very interesting. AEW has that up on their YouTube. There's a lot that you could discern from that. We break that all down on sportskeeda.com as well. Other people tell me that Giorgio Reyes, who was with me, thank you so much, Giorgio, a big friend of the show. He's Giorgio going to be working with me on something in Chicago this week.
Oh, on Thursday?
That's all I can say. Giorgio's going to be working. That is all I can say. Giorgio is going to be working with me something very, very special.
I'm just asking on Thursday.
Maybe if you guys are hanging out on the channel right now and I'm in Chicago,
stick around.
All right, stick around. That is all I'm gonna say here.
Hey, Thursday is my birthday, by the way.
Oh, it's your birthday, big birthday boy. All right,
we're gonna return Friday.
Are you an old man? You're older than 42.
I'll be 42. I will be 42 on Friday.
You're
Thursday.
Wrestling young.
We're bringing back Freestyle Friday, where all 3 of us will be on Friday, and I might be hungover on Freestyle Friday.
Greg Sizemore is saying, so glad CM Punk is back. AEW officially gained a fan to me. So, I mean, there's probably a lot of people that are like maybe on the fence about AEW, or they're like, yeah, it was okay. I'm going to check it out. I've sampled it. Maybe they haven't been sold on it. Yeah. But CM Punk is one of those guys from, 10 years ago, people that are lapsed wrestling fans. He's clearly somebody that brought a lot of people over.
And then that's going to snowball. Then they're going to say, oh, my God, this Jungle Boy guy's awesome. Oh, this Orange Cassidy guy can go in the ring. Oh, this Private Party tag. Dante Martin. Holy crap, this guy's awesome. If they replay what he did 2 weeks ago in that 6-man tag. All of a sudden that's going to snowball, and they're going to get, all these young guys that AEW features as well. And, it brings these fans back, and then they find out these guys that they've never heard of, and then they find new guys to root for. So it's good all around.
Phil Campbell saying it's a really great moment to see CM Punk on AEW Rampage. I think it's a great moment for wrestling in general to have a really big star, and I know that seems objective. Obviously, it's great for AEW.
Yeah.
This is another huge acquisition by them, and there is more to come that we're aware of. Right?
I mean, this is not a part-time deal. This is going to be a full-time. We're going to see Punk more than less. It seems like.
I still think it's going to be interesting to see how he balances his commitments because you know he's still going to want to film television stuff. He's still going to do commentary for CFFC, which airs MMA fights on the Fight Pass with UFC.
Are we going to see him 52 Wednesdays out of the year? No. But are we going to?
I mean, you're going to see him probably once or twice a month.
But he's not going to work a Brock Lesnar schedule. He's
and guess what? The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes are not on the show every single week.
No. Cody's doing a Go Home show. They got renewed for a second season, so that's what Cody's doing right now.
Big show.
Go big. What did I say? Go Home show.
Go Home show.
That might be a whole new show.
You're in the wrestle speak too long, man. That's what's going on here.
I'm in the there's no Go Home show. Well, I guess this is the Go Home show for Raw right now, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Raw will certainly be interesting. This will be the Raw after SummerSlam. Wonder what bump they get. There was plenty of people watching SummerSlam on Saturday. It was trending for over 8 hours on various social media. So
hopefully some NXT surprises. Maybe maybe this is a Raw after Mania type of Raw tonight. Hopefully,
I would think you run with that momentum, right?
Yep.
We will talk about things that WWE did at SummerSlam. Wait, who's a heel? Wait, they're a heel?
We got quite
that.
Got quite the story for you.
A lot of people are turning 42. Do not think 42 is old. They're joining you.
Every morning I get out of bed, I feel like 42 is old.
Oh wow! Well, that part of my body cracks now too. Great, that's great. Here we go. Here's Victor Nash saying, "I hate that those I was there T-shirts were only for the audience, not sold online." Well, here's the thing, Victor. That's because they were there.
That's why
you gotta be there to buy those T-shirts.
Like these shirts, they have the ones that say "I was there" only
limited
because
edition shirts.
You were there.
Also, I can tell you from being at the event, it was insane. It was insane.
The lines, like Sean Ross Sapp showed a picture of the
I would
line.
say I saw entire sections of the arena go to merchandise stands.
Speaking of that,
there are people that did not see the rest of the show.
Just at the United Center, $200,000 in merchandise sales for Punk.
More.
Yeah.
I can tell you $200,000 is the early number.
Yeah.
I was talking to people there. They said, we'll clear 200 in the next hour or so. I heard that number as well. This is me talking to people I know at the United Center. This was a sellout, by the way. This was a legit sellout. There was very few tickets that were papered for this. So this was a legit sellout. Drew very, very well. I do have some critical things about the show.
Well, yeah.
I did hear some critical things about it. The biggest was, and mind you, this is, I think, the circumstance, right? It was a wrestling convention with a promo.
Yeah, it was a promo heavy. It was a show built around a moment.
So they didn't get in the ring. They didn't start that TV show until 9 Central. They had people in that arena at 7 Central, and they taped 2 episodes of Dark.
Yeah,
and you had maybe 4 or 5 names that you knew.
Yeah, I think Pac wrestled.
Yes, he did, but like they did that, and the place was still filling in. So you had people that were smart enough to know, like, they're not going to do anything until 9 o'clock.
Oh,
so you had people sitting on their hands waiting for CM Punk.
Yeah,
and it was just it was just odd. It felt like you went to a WWE Superstars taping where you just got to see a lot of squash matches and maybe one competitive match every 45 minutes.
Yeah,
every 30 minutes. So it was like it was the closest. This is really hard to say. I don't know. People are going to get hurt by this. It was the closest I felt AEW felt to WWE in terms of how they pace things out. This was the most sports entertaining episode of AEW that I've seen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And Tony Khan flat out said,
that's not like an insult. That's just a matter of the circumstances of the show. This was all about Punk.
Yeah. Tony Khan flat out said there's no format to this show. This is not going to be like last week. This is going to be a completely different Rampage. by design.
I'm saying for people that came who were really, really happy just to see Punk back, they said this is a glorified house show, and then Punk was there. And I was like, oh man, that's a little bit much. I don't
A little bit, because I mean, Danny Garcia.
I mean, you still had Eddie Kingston wrestling on the show. You still had Eddie Kingston. You still had Sting and Darby Allin and all those different things.
Well, Danny Garcia has been doing a tremendous job for AEW since his debut. Him and Moxley had a short match, but a great match. I mean, Garcia got some stuff in. And the tag team, the Eliminator tournament match between Private Party and Jurassic Express was a good one. And then we got here, this kind of leads into something here, outsold the Bullet Club. Punk broke the record on PWTs. In 72 hours, he broke the Bone Soldiers Bullet Club shirt record for the most sold shirts on PWTs.
That is hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's just online. So what do you even know what
that's in 3 days, and that's with Shop AEW being down on Friday. The site crashed. Yeah, and
I literally saw people running from their seats
to go to the merch. Soon, like when he took off his jacket,
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a line.
I wonder, did they plant that flag? Because there was a Punk flag in the front row on hard camera.
Those are probably Pro Wrestling Tees people.
Okay.
And you notice they had that.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah. I was wondering like how that was planted.
I'm not saying I saw stuff before it came out.
Well, you were there.
Because I can't put
more figures.
This isn't like, ooh, I knew.
But we were there.
There were some people in the know.
Did you get a T-shirt, by the way? The I was
no, I didn't, because the lines were simply so long.
More numbers. The entrance video of CM Punk probably started the show up until the 90-second commercial. 5.4 million views on YouTube, cracks the top 10. Amazingly, AEW is having a decent presence on YouTube in their 2-year existence. That's still only number 10 right now. Number 9 is the Orange Cassidy Chris Jericho face-off from June of 2020, which has 7.1 million views. I would expect that Punk video to continually go up and up as time goes on. But I mean, instantly over the weekend, cracked into the top 10 of AEW's most viewed videos on YouTube. So.
All right, so give me a second here. I want to try and pull something up here.
Okay.
I want you to see what I saw. I want you to see.
Do you see what I see?
The moment he comes out here, and this sustained reaction. I know we've been talking about this, but it is the story of the week.
Reaction.
And it is certainly an intriguing one. Give me a moment here. Screen share.
All right. While you are doing that, I will continue my CM Punk stories. CM Punk joined Cap and J Hood on ESPN Chicago on today. Chicago, and talked about his AEW return to wrestling with his AEW debut. And Punk told Cap and J Hood that this might have been the greatest night of his career. Just the entire night couldn't have gone more perfect. The way we set it up as the worst kept secret, selling out the United Center on a rumor that I was going to be there, never announced, never advertised. It shows the connection to the fan base that AEW has, that they get it, right? They want to be they want to be involved, they want to be entertained, and they want to go up to shows and have a good time. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, Punk just said it right there. This was one of the greatest moments of his career. All right. Is this
let's fire it off.
Is this the open?
This is the open. Hopefully the sound. Can you hear the sound on that?
Nope.
Huge crowd there. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that massive?
Oh, we lost.
I gotta share this up here again. Gotta love it. Gotta love technology. Technology is a son of a bitch.
As you get that up, I'll continue. Punk's interview with ESPN Chicago today. Punk said, "We didn't feel the need to beat him over the head with it to get a TV rating. And don't get me wrong, I know the executives at TNT love their ratings, but to me, pro wrestling has always been about moments and getting the people to feel something. It was the perfect storm and the perfect night."
I gotta love this screen share stuff. No, for me, it was absolutely huge to be there and to feel it, and the anticipation for it was astronomical. And I think it's the biggest game changer they've done so far. Like next to bringing in Jericho, what's a bigger name that you could get? They're going to get Daniel Bryan, apparently, right?
Yeah.
And we've heard Bray Wyatt. This is they're now in real competition range.
Prior to that, it was probably Broken Matt Hardy, and then and then Brody Lee. You know, those were the big ones before that.
It's gonna be something else, man. And just
see,
taking a peek here.
Let me go into. Nope, I can't do anything. I was gonna see if I could edit the audio settings on my end, but
no, it's all right. You guys can see this though. This was insane. Huge crowd, instant graphics. People saying, "Oh, Tony Mailer is saying, oh, people just got to do the WWE trolling thing, right?" To the WWE at 51,000. Yeah, WWE at 51,000. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, they didn't sell out that stadium though either.
Did they sell it out?
No,
they weren't in a position to. They sold it out for the crowd they had. That's a ridiculous thing, Jeremy. They did 51,000.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges though.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges. You're absolutely right. So this was huge. You can see the crowd is. This is a sustained reaction too. By the way, this doesn't end.
Well, it swells when he comes out. It's like once
it swells when he comes out. It's worth noting they went to commercial.
Yeah,
they played.
What happened? What happened?
They played the song 3 times, like 2 or 3 times before he even said anything. Before he even said anything.
Was that what they were doing during commercial? Was just playing the song again?
He didn't talk.
Yeah,
they just waited.
Well, yeah, I know. I figured he wouldn't talk.
That meant that crowd was on their feet, waiting for him to talk, roaring for 5 minutes.
I was curious of what happened during that 90-second commercial break. I had not heard what had happened, so I was just curious. So yeah, they just played Living Color some more.
Yeah,
cool.
It was huge. It was absolutely epic and huge to be a part of. We will cover everything about this, and as I'm telling you this, Thursday.
I got one more story on Punk.
You got a little. You got a little chicken nugget of news here on CM Punk?
One more bit on Punk. Of course, everybody knows about
a CM nugget, if you will.
A CM nugget, yes. That'd be a great Happy Meal toy, a little cross promotion, if you will. Let me tell you. CM, of course, everybody knows about the guy that was crying in the crowd. Tremendous moment there. I mean, that guy's going to be immortalized in pro wrestling. Great news. The people that were looking to try to identify him and hook him up with stuff, he has been they have found him, and he's now been put in contact with Tony Khan and Tommy Dreamer. He's going to get hooked up with, definitely going to get hooked up with tickets to Bound for Glory and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But he was interviewed. Punk was asked about the fan, and Punk said, I cried when the Cubs won the World Series. I cried. So did I, by the way. I cried when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup.
Go White Sox.
White Sox, you mean SUX?
Hey, who's making the playoffs this year, pal?
Hey,
who's making the playoffs this year, pal?
Hey, forget about it. It means a lot, and it means a lot because I was so attached to Chicago and sports, especially. I understand anyone making fun of that dude. You're making fun of me too. There's nothing wrong with being emotional at sporting events or anything you like. I'll cry at a Marvel movie. And then he continued on about talking how that was the greatest night of his career. But that was kind of the gist of him talking about the infamous crying fan. And that was pretty cool. I mean, that news that just broke, if I can pull this up here real quick, that news that just broke, because I think it was the shoe company that was looking, GOI Kicks was looking to try to identify him and hook him up. And they just posted on Twitter literally minutes ago that they were able to find him. They didn't, obviously, so he wouldn't get bombarded with trolls. They did not identify him, but announced that they found him, and they're going to pass his info along to Tony Khan and to Tommy Dreamer and everybody else that wanted to get in touch with him and kind of hook him up. And, for being an emotional fan of the business. So very good that they were able to track him down.
Absolutely. Totally. I agree here.
Hey,
other people, all the fire emojis for CM Punk, all of them, all the fire emojis. CM Punk's my favorite guy. We're having fun.
Hey,
SummerSlam.
His old theme. his old theme, "This Fire Burns" by Killswitch
Oh
Engage.
yeah, for a little. Yeah, he had that for a little while. No, that's what he came out to at Money in the Bank.
Love that song. Love that
Other
song.
people with me on Go White Sox appreciate that.
Sucks.
Yeah, all right, fine, let's whatever. Let's get into SummerSlam. SummerSlam was a very, very big show for WWE.
Yeah,
over 50,000 sold. You mentioned they didn't sell out the stadium. The stadium wasn't set up that way. They had a staging, right?
There was a lot that wasn't set up at the stadium, apparently.
Yeah, but
like
I don't
systems.
hold that against WWE. A lot of that's like other things they have to deal with. Right?
Well, no, I'm talking about the stadium itself wasn't set up.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready for a solid crowd like this time of year, which is crazy.
Apparently not.
And that's more the stadium itself than it is.
They better wake up because NFL's right around the corner, buddy.
Right there.
Bum, 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 bum.
They did huge numbers on concessions. They did even then the concessions fell apart. There was a Wi-Fi issue.
Then concessions were free.
Yeah, and then there was an issue with this as well. They did a lot of merchandise. They did a lot of merchandise, and there was a lot of exclusive merchandise sold at the show. Very successful show. According to Dave Meltzer, this is one of the more profitable WWE shows in a few years in terms of a ticket gate in North America for pro wrestling.
Do you have to buy that damn NFT to get that Super Mario Brothers Cena shirt?
I don't know, but I know that was a part of the package and different stuff like that. So there was a lot of like merchandise rolled out for this that a lot of people got into, and a lot of it was John Cena focused. John Cena in the main event, losing to Roman Reigns. A hell of a match. I know people were
acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
I thought it was a really, really good main event. You and I were viewing that. We got, if you haven't seen it already, go check out our SummerSlam post show which broadcast from Allegiant Stadium.
I say flip a coin with Edge and Rollins for best match of the night. Flip a coin.
Yeah. A match of the weekend was last night with NXT. But that's a whole other conversation. Let me review that up as well.
Let me get the maestro out here.
Oh, Dragunov says yes.
That was God. That was damn. That was so good.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I don't think you'll disagree with me much. And if you do, you're reaching. John Cena's future, though. John Cena's lost to Roman Reigns. Summer Cena, is it already done? It appears as such, considering his social media activity since SummerSlam.
Yeah. John Cena is reportedly done with the WWE for the time being. The summer of Cena came to end with the loss to Roman Reigns. According to PW Insider, officials are moving forward with the understanding that Cena will not be available for them for the foreseeable future due to Hollywood commitments, and no timetable for a potential return for Cena for storylines. But he is still scheduled for that September 10th Super SmackDown at MSG. So, which led many to believe that he was going to get the 17th title at SummerSlam and then maybe drop it back to Roman at that Super SmackDown. Didn't happen, but at least we'll probably get a farewell for now from Cena until he returns next time at that Super SmackDown.
Maybe he does something meaningful. Maybe he does some fun shenanigans with somebody in Madison Square Garden, a hi and a hello, and see ya.
Maybe set up a WrestleMania. Maybe.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Maybe he sets someone else up for something at Survivor Series. Think about that. Think about that. Who's supposed to come back for Survivor Series?
Ooh.
Yeah. Think about that.
Who?
Yeah. Who could it be? Who? And a lot of people with different ideas about the show, about what you thought of SummerSlam. If you haven't talked to us since then, I'd love to hear from you about it. I enjoyed it overall. I thought the second half of the show really made it a lot better than the first. And
yeah, it ramped up after the one, starting with the women's triple threat. It started to trend up, definitely.
Another big story out of the weekend was Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch made her big surprise. She has not been seen in a WWE ring in over a year. And it left an odd taste in people's mouths. Some people just happy to see Becky Lynch back. Other people not happy about what was done with Becky Lynch. Specifically that she quickly, well, not really a match, more just an angle, took the SmackDown Women's Championship off Bianca Belair.
26 seconds, I believe.
26 seconds, hitting the manhandle slam. Becky Lynch is back. Big roar.
I like that name, by the way.
It is a cool move. She replaces Sasha Banks, who is off of SummerSlam, and reportedly WWE is aware of this more than a week in advance, that they knew that she wasn't going to be there. Only announced it at SummerSlam for whatever reason. But I think they did that for this reason. They did this for this reason of like the surprise moment, right?
They had that shirt. They had that Vegas, that the man is back in Vegas.
Those are made like months in advance.
So yeah, she probably was going to show up and stare down somebody, but obviously this was not planned. So
yeah,
obviously that went off the rails a little bit.
And so there was a lot of contentious feelings about it. Bianca Belair speaking to Denise Salcedo, tip of the cap to her for also hacking into Riccicino's our very own Riccicino's computer at Sportskeeda.
That was fun. And then Jose filming it was even better.
Yes, Denise Hackito was
Hackencito.
Denise Hackencito. So she attended an event, a charity event later on in the night. Tiffany Haddish hosting that
after show or after party.
Yes, and Bianca was there in all of her finery, and she seemed upset and expressed it, but said it was a special moment, and she knew she was a part of that.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella was there.
Oh.
Now, it's worth noting that Nikki Bella is not an active competitor for WWE.
No.
Obviously still in the fold, doing they're co-producing her reality show, but she is one of those people that's in that rarefied air where she can say things that maybe other people can't say.
Yeah. Fine journalist Scott Fishman interviewed her.
Yes, and she had some hot things to say to Scott, specifically,
yes, that
she had no favorite moment at SummerSlam, and that she was upset with the way Bianca lost the title, and that was less than what Bianca deserved. I was of the thought, well, they should have had a competitive match at least,
Yeah. I had a theory to that I mentioned in the post show, that maybe Becky being out for 16 months may not have been ready for that type of match yet with this last minute call. We still don't know why Sasha was out, but
she had a child. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hold that against people. But she looked great. She looked fantastic.
I mean, you could train all you want, but to be ring ready to be ring ready in October is one thing, but then Sasha, this on again, off again thing, it was on again until Friday, right before SmackDown. So then all of a sudden, hey, SummerSlam is literally 26 hours away from that news that Sasha is not going to be on SmackDown, yet WWE is still playing it off as this match is going to happen. So that's my theory is they did that short match because Becky was not ring ready. I mean, you got to play it safe. You don't want Becky to get hurt on a match that is in short notice. You want to play it safe. And so granted, unfortunately it played out the way it did, but as I've seen so many people say, it's all about how you follow it up. If you can follow it up, then we're going to forget all about it. If it's going to be a good story.
The way they're reportedly following it up is by turning an anticipated return of a character in Becky Lynch, who everyone's been looking forward to.
Yeah. Good luck.
Heel.
Good luck. They're going to have
to Becky Lynch is reportedly going to be a heel, according to PWI Insider and several other reputable sources.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the piping in sound for that because the crowd ain't going to boo her.
Maybe. They're not going to be quiet. They're not going to be quiet for her, right? Maybe they're not going to give you the reaction they want for the story.
They're going to have to do that cheap heat, whatever city they're in, and like they're in Milwaukee. Yeah, the Brewers suck. Yeah, get that cheap heat.
And there's WWE tried this with Becky Lynch as the man before, as a heel,
and then she turned into like the biggest
babyface of all, and
not even just woman star of that company.
And maybe and if they're doing this, I think the idea is to get sympathy for Bianca, But I don't know what sympathy you got when she lost the title so quickly after such a momentous thing in the spring at WrestleMania. And she had like one of the best WWE moments of the year, winning the title at WrestleMania. That doesn't go away. That isn't gone.
No.
Everyone's with the buried her. Well, I've always said being buried means you're not on television.
Being buried is being buried is you're in catering.
Yes. So people got to know what buried means. There was merchandise. Her name was rolled out. Everyone's happy to be there. But no, this was a big story. We'll see how it plays out. She will be on SmackDown. Obviously, now she's a SmackDown Women's Champion. She'll be on the most watched show on television. And it's certainly interesting here. And I've heard other people say this whole thing with Nikki Bella doing this story, and Nikki Bella's not stupid.
Yeah.
Was this Nikki Bella planting something.
Yeah, I mean, it's been talked about that she's planning a return to it's been talked about that they both been planning a return to wrestling, possibly to jump into that tag team division, because that tag team division desperately needs some teams to step up. And so, it's interesting timing, I'd say.
And it's also worth noting, she's the female Stone Cold. Joe Ridge saying that Stone Cold was supposed to be a heel.
Joe
That's
said it
true.
right there,
But then Stone Cold became so beloved, he became the top baby face in the company.
Yeah, your boy here, we'll let you introduce him after.
Mr. James Espanto Hernando Tagay.
But do you separate them at the draft? At this point,
separate Belair to face Charlotte.
Do you separate Bianca and Becky?
I mean, certainly got to finish up some business here before you get to the draft, and that's October, right?
Yep.
First week. So I mean, there's gonna be plenty going on with WWE. It is not going to be a boring time with WWE. Absolutely not. Of course, we have all the speculation with the future of one Adam Cole, baby. He is widely reported to be done within WWE NXT and has not reportedly, according to Fightful.com, signed a new deal with WWE.
And he is not at Raw tonight either.
I don't know what indication that is. Obviously everyone's going to pay attention to Wednesdays.
I did run a poll on my Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 70. I ran it 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 74 votes already. 67.6% people expect him to go to AEW. 2/3. I think Denise Salcedo ran a poll too as well.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let me see if I can pull Denise's poll.
For me, it isn't a done deal until it happens. But the fact that you have the Young Bucks kind of trolling the whole thing on Twitter is interesting.
Oh, here we go. I got Denise's poll here. She obviously has a little bit more reach than I do. Almost 3,500 votes, 73% to 27% saying he's leaving WWE. So the fans expecting a lot that he's leaving.
Are they going to be pissed if he doesn't?
I don't know. I'm not gonna be pissed as long as they book him well.
Here's the thing. You want to talk about real heel heat?
True heel heat?
Yeah, true heel heat. Shout out to Sid. If he showed up on Monday at Raw
tonight.
Not tonight, just
like just like snuck by. He snuck by Sean Ross Sapp's eyes in the sky.
Yeah.
Adam Cole is awesome.
Think of the hatred he would get from.
Did you hear the BS chants when Kyle O'Reilly won last night? There were bull chants last night when
he's not going to be there. Why would you have the guy win?
I know, but they were angry that
promotion. Why would you have Adam Cole win?
I know
he's the villain.
That's
Kyle O'Reilly's the babyface.
That's how passionate the fans are for Adam Cole. So wherever he goes, it's gonna be gold. If he's on Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, it don't matter. It's gonna draw eyes. Because he's a star.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be happy with wherever he goes. Wherever he goes, I'm going to watch it. So because I watch everything anyways.
Jose G will be back with us tomorrow.
Hey, Jose!
He is watch out. He is on the hangover of traveling back from Las Vegas and all the different stuff.
Unlike me on Friday this week, I'll be on the hangover from 2 birthday nights out.
All right, you were just really ramping up to this big drinking night that you're going to have here.
It's going to be epic.
All right, if you have not done it already, go ahead and subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling on the YouTubes. Go get it. We have tons of content up from SummerSlam. Interviews with Sheamus, interviews with Damian Priest, interviews with Samoa Joe. Faithy J, who just signed with the WWE, literally minutes before this interview, signed with the WWE, which is incredible. That is available now on our YouTube channel. Put us past 20,000. If you haven't done it already, you can also subscribe in your ears. You can't watch this stuff. We have the podcast feed up as well. And Monday nights, Vince Russo is shooting on Monday at Raw. Kenny Bolin joining us as well now for pay-per-view previews and reviews. Very entertaining to talk to Kenny.
That was fun.
Who has managed many different people that you see now on Monday at Raw and WWE and AEW. So definitely go check that out. Dutch Mantell with us now as well on Friday nights following SmackDown and Rampage. So a lot to get into, guys. A lot to get into. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We are growing by leaps and bounds. A lot of big things coming up. And like I said, this week. You don't want to not have your notifications on. You don't want to not be around. Okay? It's going to be something special.
Wonder why.
It's going to be something special. So we'll see what happens here.
Do you feel lucky?
Let me just say it's a week not for the baby faces. Let's leave it at that. It's a week not for the baby faces. So look forward to it. It'll be worth it if you guys are with us. So we're going to try and pay you off here for something special, especially if we get past that 20,000 mark this week.
Let's get there. Let's get there,
guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Remember, when watching wrestling, you have to do this very important thing. It is so important. I don't know why my voice.
One count. Two count. Three count.
So
enjoy wrestling. Yeah.
Sesame Street.
What? Yeah.